Hey everybody, this is Nic Cofield with Jackson Thornton Technologies with another quick video update. The first thing that I wanted to talk about was an incident that took place just a couple of weeks ago in a small town called Oldmar, Florida. This is just outside of Tampa Bay. And what happened at their water utility was there was a cyber event. And the details that, as we understand it today, one of the control systems operators realized that someone had taken over control of their computer system and had started increasing the amount of a certain chemical into the water system. Now, thankfully, there were safeguards in place and they were able to stop the incident before any sort of damage could actually be done to the water system. Upon investigation, what they realized was that TeamViewer, which is a remote access application, had actually been compromised, and that is how the cyber criminal actually gained access to the computer. Now, the takeaway that I want to talk about really here is really twofold. Number one, a lot of organizations have some sort of remote access application installed on their computers, whether that be for third-party vendor support, or it could be that the internal information technology department utilizes it for support of the business's computers. Those remote access systems are, of course, conduits for some type of possible cyber activity. So you have to, of course, make sure there are proper safeguards in place to protect access that's been granted through those remote access applications, and that would include TeamViewer, that would include GoToMyPC. A lot of third-party IT companies like Jackson Thornton Technologies utilize remote access applications. We leverage multi-factor authentication and go through a pretty strong access control review as it relates to our secure access or remote access. But any organization that has these remote access tools, you want to make sure that the safeguards are in place. And it goes into what I want to talk about in terms of, are you doing this, and that is vendor management. Are you taking an intentional look at the vendors that you work with? Are you going through a process to review and scrutinize the security and safeguards that those vendors have in place to protect the access that you may have given them? These could be software vendors, these could be network support vendors, but it's very likely that over time you've provided some level of access to a third party to help you with a critical business function. And that access, of course, like we were talking about with Ultimar, can be compromised. So you want to make sure that you're having conversations, whether that be with potential new vendors or vendors that you've worked with quite a while. You want to have conversations with them about what they're doing to secure that access. And that conversation can, of course, evolve into a larger discussion about information security in general. Ask your vendors what their information security program looks like. What are they doing to make sure that they are not some sort of conduit to your organization having a cyber security event? So are you doing that? Are you looking at your vendors? Are you thinking about the external access? And are you thinking about the fact that over time the information, the critical information in your business has probably spread out quite a bit? It probably no longer sits on one or two machines. There's probably some in a server or a computer in your office. There's probably data in the cloud somewhere being hosted by a third party. So those things have to be considered when you're looking at those vendors. Just some upcoming events that we've got. I want to first thank the Auburn, Alabama, the Lee County Mgma for inviting me to speak last week. We had a really good meeting talking about cybersecurity and medical practices. I had a lot of good discussions, so I want to thank that group for inviting me. We've got the State of Alabama Mgma conference coming up next week. We're really looking forward to seeing a bunch of old friends and meeting some new friends along the way, so we'll be there next week. And then I'll be giving a presentation via webinar on March 30th to Manufacture Alabama. Industrial environments, manufacturing environments are certainly concerned about cybersecurity, ransomware in particular. So we're going to be talking about what a manufacturing organization, industrial organization can do to protect their critical information and hopefully defend against some sort of cyber attack. You know, we're having a lot of really good conversations here lately with our clients about cybersecurity. We're really having some good discussions about what safeguards are in place and what changes, what evolutions need to be made to just keep up with the ongoing threats. If that's something that you're concerned about, if those are things that you'd like to have a conversation with us, please give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. We'd love to be able to help you out you can reach us at 334-834-7660, or you can email me direct, ncofield@jttconnect.com. But I hope everybody's doing well, and we look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks.